What up, though, One Pride? This is the Roar of the Lions UK podcast, the podcast where One Pride goes worldwide. My name is Anthony Fitzpatrick, and this is DPR, where we bring your NFL draft knowledge to life through a series of NFL draft prospect tape review sessions, where we bring you some of our most favourite prospects from the upcoming 2025 NFL draft, introduce you to them a little bit, and then we put on the tape. We look at the good bits of the game, the bad bits of the game, how they fit with the Lions, and why you should pay attention to these guys. This is the third part of this series so far. I've already done videos on the UNLV wide receiver Ricky White and the Boston College edge Donovan Ezeiruaku. So if you've not yet had a chance to have a look at those, just go to the Roar of the Lions UK YouTube page and you will find them all on there. I've had a lot of nice feedback about these videos so far, so I very much appreciate all of you who do take the time to watch this, and hopefully you are enjoying them. But without further ado, let's crack on, because we got a good one today. So number 3 in this series, we're going to be taking a look at Ole Miss defensive tackle Walter Nolen. And for those who don't know me quite as well, a little bit about me here. I love scouting defensive tackles, probably more so than any other position on an NFL roster. Why? Because they're involved in pretty much every single play of a game. And for defensive tackles, for me, they do a lot of underrated work that you wouldn't usually look for in other positions, and you've got to really dig down into what they're doing to really understand these guys and just how good they are. They're not, traditional stat pad fillers. You don't go looking for who's got the most sacks, who's got the most tackles for loss, stuff like that. There is so much more when it comes to the defensive tackle position that you've got to take into account for these guys. So for me, when I am looking at defensive tackles, there's quite a few things I have to go through. So one, you do want to look through the pass rush prowess, their ability to get to the quarterback. What's the pass rush moves like? How quick can they get to the quarterback? How good are they at collapsing a pocket? All that sort of stuff. You do want to take a look at that. You do want to take a look at the run game effectiveness. So with defensive tackles, it's, what kind of attention do they draw in the run game? How good are they at, gap stopping? How good are they at taking on double teams, triple teams, being able to be a general nuisance and clogging up the lanes to make opportunities for others? And that's one of the big things I look for as well. How does a defensive tackle make opportunities for others? Because in a lot of cases, they draw a lot of attention. If you get a good defensive tackle who's drawing double teams, triple teams every play, it's going to make it easier for his edge players who are going to get a lot more one-on-one looks. And therefore, for me, that is the defensive tackle doing his job. Even if he's not stat padding himself, that is him contributing to his team and what he's also going to do at the next level. Now, DTs come in all shapes and sizes, and you have to look at them a little bit differently. So sometimes you'll get your plain run-stuffing nose techs, the big, beefy guys in the middle who you anchor in to defend against the run. You'll get your more skinny, pass-rushing 3-tech types who are explosive or twitchy, and you're looking at how they get after the quarterback. And then sometimes you find those prospects who could potentially be both absolute monsters in the run game and the pass game, and this, for me, is potentially what Walter Nolen is all about. So let's just dive down into him a little bit. So he is 6'3", 305 pounds, as mentioned. He is a defensive tackle for the Ole Miss Rebels. Had a 3-year college career, initially committed to Texas A&M, where he spent the first 2 years of his career before transferring to Ole Miss in the 24 season, and had 1 year there to finish off his college career. Coming out of high school, he was a major 5-star recruit in the 2022 class, so he was the second highest graded prospect in the nation, behind one Travis Hunter, who was technically classified as a wide receiver at the time, although he played a hybrid. So Walter Nolen was actually the number 1 defensive prospect in the entire country when he came out of high school. And why was that? Well, this was a guy who was already very bulky coming out of high school, but he moves like he's 200 pounds. It's his frame, the explosion, the physicality that he plays with, the twitch he has off the line of scrimmage, and most importantly, the motor that he plays with. I do not say this lightly when having watched him more and watched the tape. I have never seen a defensive tackle play with the motor that Walter Nolen does. Every single play, somebody's left hurting at the end of it, whether he has an impact on the play or not, and he just never stops. He is absolutely relentless, and that's what he was coming out of high school. It took a little while in that Texas A&M scheme for him to settle down and to start to fulfill his potential, but in the back half of 23 and in the 24 season with Ole Miss, he has really come to life. So over his collegiate career, he's played 1,241 snaps, 82 at the nose tackle, 783 at the interior D tackle positions, 206 at 5 tech, and 162 at edge. However, Ole Miss have been using him across the line this year, and in this tape you're going to see him play pretty much everywhere across the line and be a nuisance from just about everywhere as well. His stats in college: 67 quarterback pressures, 14 sacks, 7 hits, 46 hurries. Although I say 13 of those sacks have come in the last 2 seasons. 102 tackles, 26 tackles for loss, a missed tackle rate of 4.7%, which is insanely good. 72 run stops, 3 batted passes, and a forced fumble. So he has certainly been an impactful player, both in his time at A&M and at Ole Miss this year, but he has truly exploded in that Rebels team this year on a great defensive line with Princely Uman-Malin, JJ Pegues, and Jaden Ivey on there as well. He's found his home and he has put the SEC to the sword this year. In terms of his draft prospects, so there's still a little bit out on him in terms of the jury at the moment as to where he's going to be drafted. So we're doing the big board thing again, which Paul asked me to do for these videos. So where he ranks on big boards currently: PFF have him 23rd, Tankathon have him 29th, Daniel Jeremiah have him 34th, the NFL Mock Draft Database has him 28th, and CBS have him 19th. So there's a wide spectrum at the minute. You'll see a lot of mock drafts where he will be in the teens, and then you'll see some mock drafts where he's not even in the first round at all. But, you know, I think his floor at the minute is very high in the second round. He'll be a very early day 2 pick at the worst. For me, I think he's a very high first round pick, and if he's going to fall to the Lions at 28, I would be absolutely astounded. But yeah, that's where his big board rankings are currently. So, you know, that's a little bit about him, what he's done in college, etc. Best way to show you about him is to show you the tape, which is exactly what I'm going to do now. So the tape that we have for you today, it is Ole Miss's game against LSU from the past season gone. LSU with an overtime victory over the Rebs here. So just to let you know about the offensive line that he's going up against, because I did this for Ezeiruaku as well. This helps you to understand the level of opposition he's up against and the guys he's up against as the video goes on without me saying their name 100 times. So the LSU offensive line, which is the same for the entire game, so nobody changes, nobody chops, nothing like that. At left tackle, you've got Will Campbell, who is a presumptive top 10 pick in the upcoming draft, potentially top 5 pick depending on who you listen to and, you know, how high he could potentially go, but no doubt one of the best tackles in this class, full stop. At left guard, you've got Garrett Dellinger. He is a 3-year starter at left guard for LSU, racked off an 82 grade on PFF in his pass protection this gone season, so he's a high level left guard. At center, you've got the 4-star redshirt freshman DJ Chester. This was his first year as a starter, so the most inexperienced guy on this team. But I say he's a high 4-star recruit who they expect huge things for on this LSU team. At right guard, you've got Miles Frazier. He is a 5-year starter Started at Florida International, I believe, but he's been at LSU the last few years. He's played 3,200 snaps in college football, so he would have been over 3,000 by the time this game was played. So vastly experienced there. And then you got the right tackle, Emory Jones Jr. He's a 3-year starter. He started since he was a freshman on this LSU team, and he is also going to be a potential first-round pick in this year's draft as well. So you got 2 first-round tackles, 2 heavily experienced guards, and a high-rated center in his first season there. So those are the guys he's going to come up against in this video. So, without further ado, let me get those notes out the way. Let's get the notes on for this, because there is a lot to go through with this. This might take a little longer than the others have, but trust me, it is worth it. So let me just get this monitor system up. There we go. So as I say, this is Walter Nolen versus LSU. Let us get on with this. So the very first play of the game for him, start of the game here. So you're going to see him at the 2-eye position, which is just on the interior of the guard's shoulder. This is a run play. So you're going to see him, he's going to bull rush the young redshirt freshman center and collapse the pocket with J.J. Pegues, who's in there with him at defensive tackle. The running back bounces off the back of the center. He gets luck finding a gap for a short gain. But we're gonna watch Nolen. This is the ability to collapse the pocket on this one. So here we go. Gonna see him just on the left here, and just look how far they force the centre back on that first play. We talk about pocket collapsing. I'll just quickly show this one back here for you. So you talk about dominance off the line. He's just the top of the tackles here. This is at the 25, obviously the line of scrimmage. And look how they push him back. They contact the running back at the 22, so 3 yards into the backfield. They've collapsed the pocket. Nolen's the guy fighting through the block here, and just look how they've absolutely marmalized the interior of that line. Obviously, Pegues goes around the wrong way. Running back does well just to stay his feet, break a tackle, and gain about 6 yards there. But in terms of what Nolen's done, here he is, just on the left-hand side, just lining on the inside of the right guard's shoulder. Just watch him. So you've got the double team here. The right guard comes in. He's up with the centre. Pegues is right here next to him. So here they look like they've been pretty well sealed off by the 2 blockers. But just watch how they fight their way through and collapse that pocket down. As I say, the running back does well to find a little bit of a gap there. But it's good play from Pegues and Nolen in the middle there. Next play up, we've got him at the 2-tech. So that's opposite the guard. This is a pass play. So you're going to see this little swipe move that he loves to use to get past the right guard. The quarterback does roll out in the opposite direction, so he is out of the play. But one of the things with these DTs, you want to see how they do hand fighting against the offensive lineman. Can they get through the offensive lineman? And even if they're not, making a play per se, you still want to see the technique and can he do it, because it's going to be important at the next level. So you see him here, just at the top of the screen, opposite the guard. You see the little swipe to get through, but obviously Nussmeier has rolled out the other way by this point, and he's out the play. But you can see it here, so just opposite the right guard, just here on the right-hand side of 6. And watch the hands. So you see him up there, the little swipe, works his way underneath and gets through, but quarterback's gone in the other direction. But good hands. He's got such active hands when you watch him play. He just never stops. And obviously the offensive linemen have so much trouble dealing with that. And as I say, I'll just keep saying the word motor again and again and again. And forgive me if I do, but it's a recurring theme when it comes to him. Right, we got another pass play here. So he's lining up at the 3-tech this time, just on the outside shoulder of the left guard. Watching, he lands a big hit on Will Campbell here that rocks him backwards, but the ball is out of Nussmeier's hands before the second contact. But this just goes to show his physical strength. So you see him here, comes up, lands a big hit, and see how far he pushes Will Campbell back on that initial hit. Now the ball's out quick, he's not able to do much, but you're looking at the strength he plays with. He's just here opposite the left guard, and watch him come up and how far he hits Will Campbell back. Bang. There's nearly 2 yards of separation there that he's managed. And this is what, if you're a pass rusher, you want. You don't want the tackle locking you up. He's just hitting back 2 yards towards his quarterback. Obviously, the ball's out here before they're even able to get second contact. There's nothing Nolen can do on that play in terms of getting there, but just watch him here. So he's just on the outside of the guard here, and watch him come up. And look at the hit he gets just before that. He just properly knocks him back. And you can see Campbell sliding to get back into position because of how he's been knocked back. Here he is, 66 there. Hits him, and just see the gap that he's got between them there. That's what you want him to do. Get separation so you can then come up with the secondary pass rush move in your hands to get to the quarterback. But yeah, Will Campbell has some very bad reps against him here. Some of his best reps come against the fearsome left tackle. Next play, we've got another pass play here. So he's at the 2-eye here, and he's going to get triple teamed this time by the left tackle, the left guard, and the centre as he tries to work round the edge of the centre. But this is where we start to look at one of the other aspects I like about D tackles. How much attention do they draw to themselves? And with the more attention they get, the more easier it makes his teammates to make a play. So you can see him here, just at the top, obviously highlighted up, just between the guard, between the right guard and the centre. And you're going to see him come across to the outside to work, and there he is, triple teamed, ball's out. It's a deep throw that's incomplete and out of bounds. You'll see it better from here. So he's just to the left of 11 here, inside of the guard. And watch how he tries to go around the centre. But look at this, 3 men on him at this point. You've got, as I say, left tackle, left guard, centre, and then on the right hand side you've got one-on-ones for, I think that's Pegues in there, and the edge, to come here and make a play. So this is one of the things he does really well. They triple team him and double team him a lot in this game. There are very few plays where he gets actual one-on-ones, and it allows his teammates to be able to come up and make plays here. And even if they don't finish or get any stats, it's the fact that he's taking up so much of the play here that gives these guys an opportunity to come up and make a play themselves. But the triple team, and they're struggling to deal with him as well. He just keeps going and going and going. You can see him fighting after the play as well. He's very physical. He's like, these offensive linemen don't like playing against him, just because all the time he's just getting up in their grill. He's physical, and it wears him down to the point where he starts to make a lot of opportunities for himself. So we're at the 127 mark here. So we've got another pass play coming up. He's going to be at the 4-eye this time, just on the inside shoulder of the tackle. First step gets him the edge on the inside of the left guard, but the right guard, the running back, comes up in pass protection to hit him, which allows the left guard to recover, and the double team's going to stop him in the end. But again, we're watching the hands. We're watching how he beats the guard initially before the double team stops him. And this is pertinent because in a few plays' time he's going to completely undo a situation like this. So this is a tackle for loss on here, but you're just going to see he's just in front of 11 here. You can't quite see him on, but watch how quick the hands get him to the inside of the guard. So that big first step that you see, he's got a lovely first step, the explosion off the line of scrimmage. I'll try and show you it a bit more. So look at that, one step inside, and he's already got the inside edge of the left guard, who is completely set out of position. And he's got the run through here, but you're going to see the running back number 29 come up. He's past him, but the double team is there, and they're eventually able to take him out of the play, and the pass goes, but not before it's completely blown up by another defender. But again, you're seeing the explosion off the line of scrimmage. He had the guard beaten from the very first go off that first step, and it took the double team to come up and take him out the picture. I mean, very well executed by the running back. But again, we're going to come back to that because he learns from these things, and you're going to see he's not going to make that mistake next time. We're at 147, so we've got another pass play here. LSU passed it a lot early in this game, and you're going to see him play a rare snap at the nose tackle. So the speed of his hands, again, is what you're looking at. It just allows him to control the center. He gets the edge, and both the left guard and the right guard have to come and help, and only the triple team stops him. But again, it gives both edge players 1v1 opportunities, so this is what we're looking for again in the DT. How much attention is he commanding? So look how fast the line comes up in terms of his hands. This is, you see some of these better from the back view, and we'll show it, but it almost does like this sort of tiger growl leap thing. Look, his hands are up straight away, he's underneath, and look, he's shaken the tackle. He's shaken the centre, sorry. He's gotten the edge. He's got a route through to Garrett Nussmeier at the quarterback position because of those active hands. Allowed him to get underneath and get around. And just watch how the left guard and the right guard both have to come in to help. So you've got 3 in the middle here on Nolen himself. But look at the edges. 1-on-1. 1-on-1. Now, unfortunately, you know, Emery Jones is absolutely dominating. I think it's Princely Uma Malin who's there. And then Ivy on the other side has been held up by Campbell. But, you know, that's one defensive tackle taking on the whole of that interior line, whilst your edge rushers, who are both going to be drafted this year, they just don't take the opportunity provided to them. But this is what I want to see, and these guys are really struggling to contain him even as a 3, but he's creating opportunities for his teammates whilst making life difficult for the interior guys himself. This for me is really good defensive tackle play, even if he's not able to make a play on the quarterback. This is what I mean, you have to see some of the nuances of this stuff, and you may disagree with me, and if you do, put it in the comments below of the video when it goes up. But for me, this does matter. I say, but he never stops going. Right, we got the next one up now. So he's at the 2 tech this time. Another pass play. He gets double teamed by the centre and the right guard this time, but LSU have 8 blockers in, so there's not much chance for any of the edge guys to be able to get their stuff in here. But we'll just play it through, and again, right up by the end zone. They're playing very conservative at this point, going 1-on-1 with the coverage. We'll see the double tackle. Look how many guys are in there blocking. There's no way you can drive a tank through here. So he's just on the left-hand side of 11 here. You say you can get him up there, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blockers in there at this point for 4 guys. There's no way they're going to get to him that quick. Ball's out quick on a screener, but it's battered down. No chance of it going anywhere. Good defense. Let me just turn the page. Where we are. So again, backed up on the line here. So he's at the nose tackle position this time, as you can see. Again, gets to the edge of the centre. This time you see the little stutter that he uses to get past him, but the left guard is there to help with a double team. But what you'll see, it frees up the edge for a 1v1. He nearly blocks the pass, but instead it does go for a long gain from the receiver. But again, let's just watch all the little nuanced things Nolen does that open up opportunities here for his teammates. So it's harder to see from these angles, but you can see he gets the edge. He runs into the double team. I see it's a good throw out. It's a good gain there, but we can see a little bit more what he does from the back. So yeah, just at the nose tackle here, showing his ass to the ref. And watch that little stutter. See how quickly he's getting to the edge, and he's going to shoot this gap here. Left tackle has to come across, and I've just gone through it a little bit there. Sorry, the left guard has to come across. I will get to it. I will find it. Ooh, have I just gone a bit too far past it? Yes, I have. Bear with me one moment. Sorry about that. This is the one. So yeah, good long game for LSU here, but it nearly doesn't go so smoothly for them. So I say, look, you see he hits the edge, and then he's got the double team because the left guard has to come in to help the centre. But look on the edge here, you've got Stone here, number 95. Leaves a 1-on-1 versus the left tackle. And watch the swim move he uses to get inside here. Swim, gone. With Nolen commanding the 2 in the middle, it's given a 1-on-1 on the edge. the opportunity to come and get the QB, gets his hands up, so nearly picks off that pass. Instead it goes for a long gain. Obviously small margins and everything like that, but for me again, having the DT be able to take up that much attention, for the guard to have to come across and mark him and not the edge, opened up the opportunity for one of his teammates to nearly bat that pass down. Hell, if you'd have caught that, that's going for a pick six. So again, it's a bad play on the stat sheet, but from the defensive tackle position, I see a lot of good things from Walter and what he is doing there. Next up, he's at the 4-eye again on the inside shoulder of the tackle. It's another pass play, so he shoots inside this time, but he takes yet another double team from the center and the left guard, which turns into a triple team. It allows a free rusher though, but the pass is out quick. It goes for another good gain again, but again, let's just see the attention he's drawing on these plays. So just inside the interior there, that entire interior is after him, which allows a free rusher. He's a second late for it, but he can't influence how his mates take advantage of these opportunities. So you're just going to see him on the interior there, just on the left hand side of 11 again. So up he goes, and watch again, he's got 3 on him in the middle. It allows number 11 to come up as a free runner, nearly takes the pass. He's just a split second too late for it, but they get it out on the screen and it goes for a decent gain. But again, it's another triple team in the middle, so as I say, it allows the blitzer from the linebacker position to come up and try and make a play on the ball again, because there's no blockers around to do anything about it. It's just Nolen in the middle taking all these punishing triple teams, but you just see the way he keeps playing. He just keeps relentlessly going again and again and again, and he just doesn't stop. So he's at the 3 tech this time. This is a run play, so he's going to contact the left guard on the inside, but watch the little rip that he does that completely takes the left guard off balance and allows him to hit the outside gap. This gives him a shot at the running back, and he lunges at him. He forces him out wide, loses momentum, and into another defender who takes him down. But just look at the sheer power he uses on this play. Again, we'll see it a little bit better from the back, but just note, look, the lunge there sends it into another guy. I think this is classed as a missed tackle by them, but I think that's very harsh. So you see him just here, just on the left of 6. Watch how he goes inside, and then there's just a little rip. And just watch, left guard is like tumbling to the ground. He's just got this rip to pull him down to the inside. He's now got this gap available to try and get out to the running back. He hits through it, and then you see him there, just dives right across at his feet. He's on the floor now at this point, but it forces him all the way outside into the path of another defender, and the run is swallowed. That's really good run defense play. He's not made the tackle himself, but the fact he disposed of the left guard so easily, made the hole, forced the running back out wide into another waiting defender. That for me is really good run defense there, and just again another show of the strength that he does possess. Next up, he's at the 1 technique just on the outside shoulder of the center here. It's a pass play. Again, you're going to see the use of his quick hands to swipe past the center. The running back comes up to double team him, like last time we saw a few plays ago where the running back comes up, but this time he just tosses him aside like a rag doll, gets back under the center, bends round him to hit the quarterback just as the ball is thrown. This is relentless play for me. So you're just going to see him just lined up there. So watch him. We'll watch the play through. Just he gets on the inside, tosses the running back aside under the center, grabs the quarterback down. Now you can appreciate it a little bit more from here, just on the right hand shoulder of the center, and watch the initial get off again, how quickly he beats the center on the interior. Little swipe round, running back number 29, the one who got him before, is coming up, and watch how the running back hits him, but the running back goes flying. Bang! He's through him. He's just absolutely swiped him down to the floor. Center's able to get his footing back, but watch how Nolen again just gets under him. Already under him at this point. Quite good bend from him there to get to the quarterback, and round he goes. Like, again, use the word relentless, and it's absolutely relentless from him. It just keeps on going. Hang on, just need to do it back a few more seconds. We can just see it again. But how it happens so quickly, and he just keeps going, as I say. Off the centre, running back gets tossed under the centre to the quarterback. That's great play. That is all about causing absolute chaos in a pocket and being able to get through the double teams block. So again, just one step inside, bang, running back's gone, back under the centre. That is physical strength from the defensive tackle. It's a relentless motor, and it's just a very good understanding of where he's at. But running back didn't stand a chance, centre didn't stand a chance. Nussmeier's lucky he gets it away, but that's really positive signs that I like from the DT there. Where are we now? We're on 406. So he's at the 2 tech this time. This is a run play. So it's an immediate double team from the centre and the left guard. Pegues throws the right guard into the double team that allows Nolen to get free and cover his gap. The running back goes the other side for no gain here. So as he comes off, immediately blocked. This is a little bit convoluted, so you can see he's just in here. You can see his helmet between the left guard and the centre block. Pegues throws the right guard into this block here, which allows Nolen to come across, and you see he's getting his shirt pulled here as well, so this should be a holding call, but the running back just goes to the side. But Nolen's holding his gap here as he was meant to start with. He's getting held, but they're able to come up and stop him anyhow. But again, double team block, he's able to get off it, he's where he needs to be. Just keeps on going. Right, we've got another run play here. He's at the 2 tech this time, so the left guard gets a good shove on him into the centre, and a gap opens up for the running back, which he goes for. But watch how they collapse the gap enough to grab him, and Nolen helps take him down. So this is again the strength of him on show, and this is a superior play against the run. And again, it'll be better to show you from the back, but you can see here there's a good shove onto the centre, and it doesn't look like anything's there, but when you look from the back view, and again, this is why you have to dig deep into defensive tackle stuff. If you just see that play on its own, you don't see anything there. He's just opposite the left guard here, and watch him come across. So he's just been shoved into this gap here. Like, the guard's got under him. You can't see because of the post, but he's just in here next to number 79. And they do this very quick. And look at the gap that's here. There is a big gap for the running back to be able to get through. Like, they've cleared a lane out here for him. Everybody is on the interior is getting blocked. You got the edge on the outside being blocked. But Nolen, who's in here at the point, watch 72. Nolen's up against him at this point. You can't see it too well, but watch how 72 is forced right back into that lane, and the gap just closes up, and they're able to bring him down. And there's Nolen just on the ground helping to bring the running back down. Like, this is just strength that you don't see very often for me. And, you know, you see it again and again and again in his play. So again, he's just getting shoved to the side here. He's here at this point. The gap has opened up. They're ready to go with it. You see 72 here. And watch how quick he gets forced back into that gap. How they just completely change the momentum. And Nolen's in there helping to make the tackle on the running back. Great stuff, because that could have gone a lot further otherwise. But again, it's just, I keep talking strength, strength, strength. This is one of Walter Nolen's biggest attributes, his physical strength, but he's got the athleticism to match it. At 4'4", so this is a pass play. He's at the 2i here. He's not this one in the middle. He's the one just at the top there. It just looks a little misleading here because the linebacker's up on the line of scrimmage. So he's double teamed by the left tackle and the left guard here. But again, just watch how aggressive he is. They have to work so hard to contain him. He hits the left tackle. He tries to swim inside. He rolls outside nearly into the quarterback. Like, the hands never stop moving. He hurries the quarterback into a bad throw. So again, we'll just watch this one through for the first time. You might not see as much here. There he is. And he's just up at the top, and you see the hands going spins out, nearly gets into the quarterback, and it's a bad throw to the outside, which is incomplete. You'll see it better here. So he's just next to the sky cam at this part, and he's going to come up, hit the left tackle, as you say. Then he's going to try and swim inside, can't get anything there. He rolls outside. Fortuitously, the QB is there at this point. I don't think he has any idea at the point, but he's able to try and have a go. So watch, comes up, big hit, double team. You see the swipe in the middle, rolls outside, then nearly gets a look at the quarterback, but they just watch it through in its interior. So just again, watch at the top. Here he is. Look how much trouble they are having against him. And again, even if it's a play he's not involved in, they're feeling it after he's done. And that's what I want from my DT. Here he is, just next to Skycam. And he's just, the hands are moving, they're active. He's trying to get out, spins out there. Nussmeier's got nothing on anyhow. And again, you can see the arms up. There's a little bit of holding in there as well. There's a lot of plays where he gets held and he doesn't get anything either. I think he's going to get a lot more of those at the next level as well, but for me, just it's the relentless nature of him that I just really, really love. He's at the 2-eye here. This is a run play. He delays his get off very momentarily to shoot the left guard, left tackle gap, which allows him to stick his shoulder into Campbell and hit him into a pulling blocker to get free. It helps finish the tackle on the running back. So this is good play manipulation, this is. So I'll just show it you through once, and then we'll break it down a bit. So it's just a slightly delayed get off. There you see he's just traking down, and then he's the guy who lands the hit at the end. But here he is. He's going to shoot this gap here. He's just on the inside of the left guard right now. You just see him delay momentarily. He's going to stick his guard into he's going to stick his shoulder into Will Campbell. There's going to be a pulling blocker across. He gets them to crash into one another to get himself free. It's good manipulation, and then he comes across to help the tackle. So look at that. Just shoots that gap. Two guys hit one another. Here he comes across, helps finish off the tackle on the running back. Just do it a little bit slower there. In fact, I'll show you the other angle's a good one to see from as well. So we'll just go through the end of this again. But it's just all these little things with him that I do really like. So as I say, here he is just at the top. We'll stop it very quickly into it. So he just shoots that gap. Look how he's got in between the gap between the guard, because he's just waited. This blocker's coming across, presumably maybe for a double teams, etc. But because he's down low and he's got the shoulder into Campbell, watch how he knocks him into him. These two hit one another. It allows him to get free from the block and come across and help finish off the tackle. Now he's already going down, but you know, I want my tackle to be across there making a play. So just hits it down. Just a menace. And he just keeps going, and yeah, he's going to make sure that running back feels it. That little extra hit on the way down. You're playing against Walter Nolen. You're going to wake up with a lot of bruises on your body the next day. That's just the kind of player that he is. But I really like that play from him. Just to say, that manipulation to make blockers crash into one another and get himself free. He's at the 1 tech this time. He's on a pass play, so he gets a rare 1v1 with the right guard. He gets him with the swim, but he's crowded out by the centre, so has to bull rush, and he still nearly gets to the quarterback. It's a good completion from Nussmeier this time, but again, just need to see the trouble that he's causing here. So you see him get inside there with the swim. He's dog walking him backwards. It's a good completion over the top, but again, we'll see this better from the back view where you can see the hands. So here he is, just on the right shoulder of the centre. So comes across, the double team's there. You see him swipe his way through. He's on the inside, but then the centre crowds him out, so he has to go back to the outside again. He's underneath. I mean, he nearly gets there. Just get you to the point where he's to the QB. So I say you can see it well from here. Comes up, gets on the inside. He's just pushing. And he gets a lot closer than it looks there to being able to bat that pass. And again, very active with the hands if he wants to. If he's trying to get his hands up, he's trying to bat the passes if he can't get to the QB. But just look how violent and twitchy the movement is. They just really, really struggle. You know, arms up there, he's got the inside, going outside, walking him back. And he's so close to the quarterback there when that ball's out. Nearly able to bat that thing down. But even with multiple guys on him most plays, they're really, really struggling to contain him. Up next, we've got another rep from the one tech. It's a run play. It's a pulling play to the left. The right guard can never get him engaged, and he pulls away. He's not needed in the end. But again, this is technique. Just opposite here. He's going to try and grapple with the right guard, or the right guard's going to try and grapple with him. Just can't get hands on him. You see how he's always free. He comes across. He's not needed for the tackle, but that's one of the big things with your DTs. Block disengagement, or engagement in the first place. If a guy can't get his hands on you, because he's up against the right guard here, you see, just cannot get hands on him. He's available to come and make the tackle if need be. Again, that's good play that I look for from my defensive tackle. He's not on that scrum in the middle with his arm snagged and he's unable to get away. The right guard just never got hands on him at all, and he's there to make a play if needed. He's 4-eye on the next one. This is a run play. So he dips inside. He ends up versus the right guard. He gets under him and shrugs him off, but the run goes the other way. But again, we're just looking at him and the technique here, not the play on the ball. Because this is what you're always looking for. So you see, dips inside on the right guard, is able to shake him off. I need to get that because I think that'll be on my screen. So he's on this side here. He's going to dip inside onto the right guard. So you see him. He's just grappling with the right guard here. The run's here at this point. But we'll just watch. Oh, there we go. And in a blink of a eye, I didn't even run that for a second. He's used his hands. He's broken down to the inside. And you can see the running back. His feet are stuck in the ground to go left because Nolen's broken through on the right. And he goes the other way. But this is, again, it's the hands. It's the hands, man. You just watch this play and how quickly he can beat offensive linemen off the snap. This is the start of that play again. But from here, you can't really see it as well. It just looks like he shrugged his way in. But again, just look how quick. So here he comes across. So here, grappling. And you can just see his right arm here. He's under the pad. He's got the leverage under the shoulder pad, allows him to dictate the play, and just like that, inside, he's having to have a little tug at him, maybe a little bit of holding again, but it's just fantastic arm work from Walter Nolen. Now, some people seem to think this is not a strength of his. I've never seen such active hands with a defensive tackle before. Just a lot of offensive linemen just can't deal with it, and he's always winning leverage battles. And that means he can just beat guys so quick because he's so physically gifted as well. Let me just turn the page on here. So we're at the 3 tech this time. This is a run play. He does take an effective double team, but he and Pagis, again, both draw doubles. Leaves the tight end with 2 to block. 1 shoots the gap and gets the running back. So again, the attention demands is making the opportunity for others. And again, this is where, on the face of things, you don't see much. You think, well, there's nothing to talk about here, but just we'll get to the back view and I'll show you. So yeah, bit of a convoluted mess in there. So here's Nolen. I believe it's him on the left-hand side here. So here we are, and this is a very quick look. So look, you've got double team on one guard here, 79 and 50. You've got double team on the left hand side, but look at this poor tight end here on the outside. He's got a guy rushing the interior gap here, and he's got a second blitzer just about to come up. He has to let the free rusher go because this is his assignment. And watch number 15, how he comes across. He's in there. He's the one who helps get the tackle on the running back. But it's about creating opportunity for others, which is for me a big part of what being a DT is all about. And you know, I remember doing Aleem's tape a long time ago. Aleem did so much dirty work that it just made opportunities for others. So 643, we are on the right one here. So he's actually the bottom guard on here. I got that wrong, my apologies. But you can sort of see here, oh, you can't see it as well, so we'll get it sorted. So again, you see the interior play here. Again, tight end, got 1 free rusher coming through the middle, 1 late blitzer here because there's 4 guys in the middle blocking. They are trying to pull someone across as well, But they're not allowed to, they can't leave these guys in the middle unattended because they just collapse in the pocket with regularity. And it's this rusher here who comes across and gets the pressure on the running back, forces him into the tackle there. It's just, for me, it's this is what having effective DTs is all about. Taking up that much attention is creating opportunities for your teammates here. And plus then the linebackers get a lot of looks when it comes to the running backs because there's no one coming downfield to block them. We're at the 4-eye here, just on the inside of Will Campbell's shoulder. He's double teamed by the left tackle and the left guard. He shows great strength to hold his gap again. This is gap integrity. That's what we need to. But it's a terrific play from Akello Stone, who rinses the center and makes the tackle here. But we can watch them both. But for Nolen, it's a double tackle, and how he holds up against it. They just can't shift him. And you can see it there. I'll run it back a tiny little bit. This is the play from before, so just bear with a moment and we'll get back there. I will have a sophisticated system one day that'll take me from one play to the next, but until then we remain to be seen. So here he is, second guy just at the top, and watch, takes the double team, but just look, his back's arched, he's anchored into the ground, they can't shift him, and look at him there, he's still fighting, they still can't shift him, 1 foot in the ground, he's underneath the tackle who can't move him. Talk about preserving your gap integrity and not letting them shift you from where they want to go. And it looks better from the back here. So here he is, just on the inside of the left tackle's shoulder. And you can see what they're trying to do. Double teams there. And then it leads to the one-on-one. But he's just not shifting. And this tackle across is really good. But look where the running back is. He's trying to run into this lane here where these guys are meant to be supplanted. And still there's no gap there for him to hit whatsoever. And it's a tremendous tackle from the side to come in and get him. We talk about, taking your teams, space eating, gap eating. This is what it's all about. And just see, he's not going anywhere. There's just no room whatsoever because he's anchored in so well. And you see several instances in this video where they just can't shift him even though they've got two guys going for him. He's at the 2-eye here. We got a run play. So the centre makes a good play here. He gets under him and drives him out the play. The run is blown up early. Maybe I think he's a bit surprised that the centre's going to pull across to him because he's just at the side here. But centre gets him back on this one. But of course, no collegiate prospect is perfect. You see how he gets him for a few yards. The run's stuffed for a tackle for loss. But again, we're watching the guy himself. Here he is. Just on the left guard. I think he gets surprised the centre comes across and blocks him. You see very quickly, just look, oh, he's got under him this time. Not much he can do about it. He's levered out the play. I think he's just a bit surprised by where the block came from, but again, no harm, no foul because it's a tackle for loss anyhow. But again, just surprised there, so just got to be careful with that. Just little things to see and all. We're at the 5 tech. Next up, this is a run play. Now, this is a great show of strength from him against Will Campbell, presumptive first round pick this year, maybe a top 5 one. So he takes a big hit from him when they first contact. But watch the counter swipe that he uses to get under him. With one arm, he levers Campbell around, gets free to go and bring down the running back. This, for me, it's such an impressive play. We'll show it through in its entirety first, but Campbell gets a big hit on him, but he's able to leave around it, get out, and make a tackle on the running back. So we'll show you this slowly first. So he's just opposite Campbell here. You can't just see him because his hand's in the dirt. But look at that hit on him there. You can see under him. He's basically thrown him to one side right off the bat. But just watch the counter swipe that he uses. And look, he's dug into the ground. I'm trying to just get it back to the little bit I want to, but he's able to dig himself into the ground off the hit. And he's just been knocked to the side and he's already underneath him. But just look at that leg. He anchors it in, gets under the tackle. He's got one arm in the air. He's got one arm free. And just look how he levers out. And Campbell, he's going flying at this point. Nolen's just gotten straight out of this thing. The running back's in the scrum here. But he gets free. Nolen in, definitively finishes the tackle for good. I mean, just watch the whole. I'll send the whole thing through. Just how quick this happens. So here he is, hit across, underneath, turns his way out, spear in for the running back hit. Just an insane show of strength to take a top 5 pick potentially, and just lever him around like that with no thought whatsoever. Hang on, where are we? Am I on this one again? So we're just coming up to the start of this one again. For me, I just love it. But just see that he takes the big hit. And it's so quick. This is, we talk about the explosion and we talk about the twitch. This is where it's just so much on show. So again, he's just been hit to the side here. You can see where the running back is. Anchors, works his way round, just completely flummoxes Will Campbell, and then in there to help take the running back down. That's just wonderful run defense and a really impressive show of strength that you can wheel a left tackle round like that with one arm. We're at 8:06, so we've got a 5 tech here. It's a pass play, so he gets involved in a big melee in the interior. The QB just rolls out for an easy completion. This is one of the few plays where nothing really much does actually go on here. Just he gets involved in this big scrum in the middle. Easy completion for the QB. So yeah, one of the rare plays where so you see he's right out of the edge here. Drops inside, another big hit. They have to double team him again. He does roll out eventually, gets free of it, but yeah, there's not a lot he can do on that play. We're at the 3 tech this time. It's another pass play. It's really quick get off, but he draws another double, briefly triple team. He's given no chance to make a play. It's a good play from Garrett Nussmeier as well here. But there you can see him just at the bottom. And again, look at all the attention he's getting in the middle. The hands are still active. He's trying to get round, but just only so much you can do in these situations. So he's just here opposite the right guard, I believe. And watch him, he's in there. And look, it's briefly a triple team. He's got 2 guys on him here. He's fighting, he's trying, but they're under him at this point. QB's searching round, but just watch, he keeps going, Good completion there from Nussmeier, but yeah, they're paying him a lot of attention on this LSU offensive line because they know just how dangerous that he is. This is a touchdown here. Middle gets absolutely clogged down. There's no room to make a play here for him. As you can just see, it's balls out pretty quick. It's just so clogged in the middle. It's a good throw. See him just opposite the right guard here, left guard. Sorry. You see, he's trying to get in between that gap, but just look how many players are in the middle here. There's no room whatsoever to make a play to come through. Now, they do open a gap up for the rusher to come through to the QB, but running back comes up, makes a good block, and it's a good play from LSU, that one is, but again, not a great deal Nolen can do in that instance. On to the next one. So he's at the 4-eye this time, has a little swipe to get to the inside of the right guard, then he just straight bull rushes the A gap. He takes the center and the right guard with him, he prizes them apart, hits the QB milliseconds after the ball is gone. The play is flagged in the secondary, but here we're watching the strength aspect again. He gets inside between the two, nearly dog walks them both back into the quarterback, and he's very, very lucky to get away with this. So see, just in between the guard and the tackle at the top here, and just watch the step to get the inside. So hands again, he's just right behind the goalpost, but look, he's just got a little bit of a gap between the two of them, and look, he dog walks them back, gets through, gets a hit on the QB. Just strength. They can't do nothing between the two of them. So you're going to see him hit this little, you're going to see him hit the A gap here. And again, just watch him hit it and just relentlessly forward he goes, collapses it down, hit on the QB. Unfortunate for Ole Miss that a flag's thrown there. I think it's for DPI, and the receiver does get hurt as well. Hope he wasn't hurt too badly on that play, but again, sheer strength. And you talk about pocket collapsing, that great example of collapsing the pocket and putting pressure on the QB when he's trying to get the throw away. this is at the 2i this time. This is a pass play. He tries the long way around. He's never getting there. So you're going to see him drop and try and come around to the QB this time. But yeah, there's just nothing in there. It's an incomplete pass. Should be caught really, but again, just has a stop. Can't get double team. Tries to go around. QB rolls the other way. Again, another rare example where you can't take too much away from that one. But you can from this one. So we're at 10:04. He's at the 4i here. This is a pass play. So he's up against Will Campbell, who gets a little help from the left guard as well. So you see aggressive hand fighting from both of them here. Nolen gets him good and fights his way past, but Campbell always has a hand on him and does enough to stop him. Maybe holding here, but you're just going to see him. So he's playing at the edge here. It's a D tackle, but he's playing on the edge. See him come up, hit Campbell, trying to get round the edge. It looks a little like holding. But again, we just want to see the hands and how active they are. So he's just on the inside of Campbell here. Locks up with him. And you see that jump that Campbell has to make back. It's a big hit. So just what? He jumps back there. You can see already the stance isn't right. He's having to, that leg's buckling on the corner there. And you see, he's fought his way through. He's got his hands. He's swiped past him. QB's there to be had. And then you sort of see the arms underneath, possibly going up into his helmet. He's always got a hand on him, so he can't get round. And Nolan's not impressed at the end. You can see him chunter in there with him. But again, this is a top tackle in the upcoming draft, and it's a D tackle playing on the edge, and you've just seen him outpower him and knock him back and use his hands to win the edge against him. Now, it's not come to anything, but again, I'll just keep saying hands. Watch his hands. His hands are quick. His hands are physical. His hands are violent. And these tackles just have the offensive line in general just has a lot of trouble dealing with him. He's at the 2-tech this time. It's a pass play. Again, my notes here, look how active the hands are. He gets underneath the left guard's left arm, essentially drawing a chokehold, but the ball's out really quick. But they're having to, as I say, appropriate some slightly illegal means against him. You can't see it very well here. But again, you'll see it here. He's right opposite the left guard, just behind the sky cam. And look how active, again, just how you see the swipes before he goes in there. You see him attacking the edge. And look here, you can see he's got his left arm underneath the left guard's right arm. And you can see how he's sort of having to chokehold him at this point. But he's just very active hands. That wins him the leverage battle there. So, again, just showing the hands, how he uses it to win leverage. Doesn't really mean much here on this play, but when you're coming up to the next level, you want to know that you've got the hand usage to win and gain leverage, and he will be taught how to finish these moves off. But again, I just love how active the hands are. 10:50. Got another pass play here. He's at the 4i. He draws a double team from the left guard and the centre, which gives the rest of the team a one-on-one. And there's a blatant hold in here as well, but it's a no call. But again, talk about taking one for your team and giving opportunities for everyone else. Good completion again from Nussmeier. But we'll show you the slow up. Here he is, just on the inside of the left tackle. And in he goes. And look, double team there in the middle for Nolen. One-on-one for the edge. And then you got one-on-ones for the DT and the edge on this side. Not his fault that they're not able to make anything of this, but of the guys they're always targeting, it's always Walter Nolen, and this is what I like about him, the opportunity to create opportunities for others. And there you see a big ass hold, big ass hold on the edge there, which just isn't called, and it should be. But again, that's the left tackle having to deal with things on his own, because Nolan's taken a double team in the middle, so he's one-on-one. He has to resort to that. 11:13. So we got a play from the 5-tech here. This is a run play. He drops inside and bull rushes the centre. It opens up a big gap between the centre and the left guard, and he takes them both with him. The QB quickly hands off, but there's no blockers left to protect the running back, and he gets a minimal gain. So we talk about attention that the DT commands once more. And again, they'll see this better from the back, but watch him bull rush the centre gap there and how he collapses that pocket. And it's a short gain in the end. Again, it's a bit of a good play from the running back, but you see it here, just opposite the left tackle. But watch how he drops inside and the power, like bang, just see how he puts into there, and you can see he's in between the two. Running back's just here at this point, gets through. But again, look at all this convolution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 LSU players in the middle here. It allows the free blockers in the back a chance at the running back, and they're able to bring him down. So the attention he's demanding is creating opportunities for others. And that's what I really like about him. But just see the hit he puts on the centre. He creates opportunities for himself. The bull rush he has is quite fearsome, I'll tell you. And it can take 1 or 2 guys with him. Change my notes up here. This is a touchdown from LSU. So he gets double and then triple teamed again, but the ball's out super quick, and I have no idea how this is a touchdown. It's a wonderful play, but you can see it at the top here. The ball's out super quick, and they can't get there. But from the back view, just watch this. I'll show you it through. Watch the pass first, and where it goes from. Like, how the hell is that a touchdown from there? It's absolutely crazy. But if we take a look at it, as I say, from the point of view of where Nolen's at and what he's doing, it's just at the top here. Straight off the bat, there's a triple team in there. Obviously, this guy's blocking as well, but he is helping against Nolen. And the ball's out super quick, obviously, but it allows the free rusher again as well, which you'll see nearly gets to him. So from the back view, just on the inside shoulder of Will Campbell here. And just look, they're already on him already. And look, 2 guys here blocked up. There's a free rusher allowed. And nearly gets him. But in terms of that, Nolen can't do anything. Again, there's just... if they can only double team 1 player on this line, bearing in mind all 4 of these guys are going to be draft picks in a couple of weeks' time, always Nolen that they're doubling up on. Again, just goes to show you the importance they put on him and keeping him quiet. He's at the 2-eye this time. It's a pass play. He just bursts past the left guard here, pursues the quarterback, but he is opposite field to him. But just look how quickly he gets through the line of scrimmage here. Like, straight through the edge on the outside, pursues round. It's a very quick pass, but again, we're not looking at what the QB's doing. We're looking at what Nolen's doing. He's just technically on the inside shoulder here. And again, watch the active hands just to get round the edge, beat that gap straight away. If Nussmeier's hanging around for a minute in that pocket, he's going to have a Walter Nolen-sized problem hanging off his legs. But again, just very good play from him to get straight through. We're at the 4-eye here this time. It is another pass play. He tries to hit the outside of the left guard, but he gets sandwiched by the left tackle as well. He does regain his feet. He swipes inside, but the ball is gone by them. But, you know, he's just relentless again, I would say, here. So he tries to hit the outside edge, gets sandwiched, tries to get back inside again. Incomplete pass. I mean, to be honest, that one should be easier to catch than the touchdown just before. So you see him just opposite the left tackle here. No, or is he? He's on the inside. Yeah, here he is, just between the two. See him try to take the left-hand tackle here. He gets upended by Campbell. You can see he's fallen to one side here because Campbell sort of ran into him. And the left guard technically has him at an advantage here because, you know, he's unbalanced. But watch him fight his way back inside. Gets his feet, fights his way back inside. But the ball's out by this point. But he keeps going. He never stops. Despite the fact he's been sent tumbling by an inadvertent bump from the left tackle, he still manages to beat the left guard before the play is done. And if the ball was coming through there, he'd have made a play on it. But I want to see my DTs active all the time. He certainly is that. So he's at the 5 tech here. This is a pass play, and now this is one of the most impressive plays of the game from him. He completely dominates Will Campbell, again a presumptive high draft pick. So what he's going to do, he bull rushes him, knocks him off balance completely. He swims to the inside of him, but he runs into traffic in the middle, so he spins right back out past him to the outside. He throws himself like a lawn dart about 5 yards at Garrett Nussmeier, who very hurriedly has to throw a dangerous pass to the end zone that is nearly picked. This is next level stuff. We'll show it you just straight through from this view, then we'll get you a better view from the back point, but just watch him. Hit, knocks him off balance, inside, back outside, at the quarterback, takes him down. I mean, this is lightning quick. Look how quick he gets there. So, off the snap, he's just on... Excuse me. He's just on the edge here. Watch the hit he puts on Campbell to dislodge him. Bang. And look, Campbell's leg is in the air here at this point. He's been knocked off balance. And look at that big ass gap in the middle for him to hit. You're going to see the right arm swim across. Swim, hits that gap on the inside. Now, the offensive line closes up here. He's going to run into 3 other guys. So watch him just spin back to the outside. Whoop! There he goes. Here he is. He's got Nussmeier lined up. Dives. Nussmeier has to get rid of that. And look, he throws it into such tight coverage. That thing should really be picked. But again, let's just look at this. We'll play the back view unimpeded here. Just how quickly he does it. So look. Hit, off balance, inside, stop, spins back out to the quarterback. That's a 310 pound defensive tackle you've just seen do that from the edge position. It's absolutely insane, and to dominate someone who's so good as well, because I rate Will Campbell a lot more than others seem to rate him these days. He is the best left tackle in the country potentially, but look at the hit. And look how he's riding. His foot should not be that far up in the air at this point. He's just been knocked back off. You can already see the swim move coming across to get to the inside. Done him. In traffic in the middle, and you think, oh, he's out this play now. No, he's not. Spins outside. Wang. Look at that. That's just sensational. This is what makes him next level for me. You know, he's good on the inside as a run stuffer, but you put him on the outside and he can make plays against that, against such good level of opposition. I mean, the dude is special. He really, really is. What have we got next? He's at the 2-eye on the next one. This is a pass play. Again, beats the centre off the snap, but the left guard is in on him as well. There's no room to manoeuvre around him. So it's a good double team. But again, you're looking for the one-on-one, how he's winning. And you can see, just look at the violent hand nature of it. He's so aggressive. I love him so much. Here he is, just between the left guard and the centre. And just look how quick he is. So, goes inside, comes straight back out, runs into the left tackle, but just look how active he is. Hands trying to get up to stop the pass. You can see it better from the top there, but again, I just say relentless as a term because they're just having such problems trying to deal with him. This is just a regular pass play, so we'll just run straight through this one. Passes out way too quick. You just can't do a damn thing there. And again, they're double teaming him. He's getting shoved by everyone. See how he's winding them up? Again, this is what I want my D tackles to do. Just have a little look here at the bottom. Here he is. He's got the double team. Ball's already out at this point. But just look. 1 shoves him, 2 shoves him, 3 shoves him. Like, they're getting annoyed with him at this point. But I like my guys who wind their opposition up. But yeah, there's no chance of him making a play with a ball out so quick there. Next play we've got up. He's at the 3 tech here. So this is a pass play. So you'll see the little stutter step to get the edge on the centre again. Then he gets skinny to breach the A-gap between the centre and the right guard. But the ball is out too quick again. But again, watch the opportunity he makes for others on his team as well. So you see him get skinny through that gap there. The ball is out uber quick. You can see these better from here. So here he is, just opposite the left guard. Look how he hits that gap in the middle. And you see all this attention here now. It's Pegues who's drawing the double team here as well. But between the 2 DTs, 3 guys in the middle here. You've got a free rusher coming around the edge. 2 one-on-ones on the edge here. Again, all the attention is coming to the D tackles on this team. But look how he's broken through. They just can't. He's split the gap, and they can't do a damn thing about him. And a second later, that would have been a sack. It's a short gain other than that. 24. So we've got him at the 1 tech here. This is another pass play. So he has this sort of fake swipe, gets the edge of the centre, but both guards drop inside to triple team him. He tries to get a hand up to bat the pass down, but it goes for a very long completion. But again, we're looking for the one-on-one looks he opens for his teammates. So you just see him here, just on the outside shoulder of the centre. And look how they all drop in on him. You can already see it at this point. There's 3 in the middle, and there's the running back just keeping an eye on him. Like, obviously he's on the edge here as well, but he's not hesitating just in case. And you can see how, look how they're fighting with him. His hands up in the air there. It's just missed the football. You can see it. But again, they really struggle to contain him, even when they've got 2 or 3 men on him. And again, it's this relentless aspect of it that I just love so much about him. The Lions just don't have a guy like this, really. So again, just on the outside shoulder of the centre here, watch how quickly they converge on him. Like, both guys are in at this point. He's into the double team. The right guard's in already. One-on-one look on the edge. One-on-one look on the edge, although the running back's keeping an eye on maybe a late blitzer as well. But then here he is. He's got 3 men in the middle. There's still a one-on-one look on the edge here. Again, they're just putting so much on him, but it's creating one-on-ones for others. And again, they can't take advantage of that, fine. But Walter Nolen's done his job here. And just look, they struggle so much to keep him contained. In a lot of double team situations, you just see them absolutely pummel the D tackle into the dirt. But have you seen Walter Nolen fall to the floor yet because he's been double teamed and pancaked? No, they cannot get him to the ground at all. 1450, we're at the 2i here. This is a run play, so he absolutely pancakes the poor centre. He dives through, nearly grabs the running back who is stuffed for little gain. He's initially double teamed as well. Again, just the notes here. Superb strength from him. So you see him just on the shoulder edge here, and just look. Guy is absolutely destroyed. I'd say this is a high 4-star prospect for LSU. He saw a little bit of time last year. So here he is. He's just on the inside of the right guard here. The right guard hits him initially as well. So look at this. So right guard's got an arm in on him. He's chipping him. Centre's coming in trying to get him. You can already look at the centre. The centre's just... he's under the centre already. Centre's in such a bad position. Bang! Down he goes. Running back's there, has to claw for his life. I mean, just watch this thing from the back. It's fun. Just you talk about collapsing pockets. That is what I want to see. Again, double team here at this point. Doesn't look like there's anything immediately in danger. And like you got a 2-on-1 here as well. And just watch how the centre. Done. The strength is just insane from him there. He just deposes him like he's nothing. I love seeing a good pancake. Next up, we have him at the 2i again. This is a pass play. So this is an effective double team from the centre and the right guard. But again, look how much trouble he gives them. The right guard can't engage both his arms, so Nolen's able to chop his way past to the waiting centre. He mini bull rushes him, gets underneath him and levers out of the block and gets his hands up to try and stop the pass. So this is just superb technique work from him here. So say you see him quite on the interior here. Watch him come up against the right guard. Gets under him, gets his way past into the centre. But you can see these views better from here. So up he comes. With the guard here now, just looks like the regular play, but you can see already he's under him. Centre's covering just in case. And look, you saw the chop. You saw it very quickly there. I'll try and get a better view of it from here, but you can just see the little chop he uses to get inside. So here he is. And you see the chop there. He's into the centre here, but again, look how the centre's head's right up in the air. He's under the centre, levers him out the way, gets his hand up, but pass goes to the far side. But again, he beats 2 guys on 1 play. I feel like I didn't do that one very justice. Let's just try and find it again, because I don't want you to think I'm talking out my ass. I'm not. I promise. So yeah, up against the guard. You see there, look, he's got the separation. 1 arm free at the bottom. Right guard cannot get both those arms, so watch how he uses it to swim past him. He chops. See there, the chop. And now the right guard, you've just seen his head's down. And watch Nolen come past him because he's chop blocked him. Oh, he's chopped him, sorry. And then he's under the centre. You can't see it well from here. But look, hands out already. He's underneath the centre. He's getting into that open lane there. Ball's obviously going out by this point. But you can just see the handwork is phenomenal. How he won't let himself get engaged with both arms. Chops through, immediately under the next blocker, even though the next blocker bears down on him right away. Just again, for me anyhow, I think it's phenomenal stuff. And I really like it. So he's on the edge here. Rare one. Look how far he is out. Definitely outside of Emery Jones's shoulder there. It's a pass play. So he drops inside to hit the vacant A gap. The centre, and I think it's the left guard, close ranks. But again, watch him bull rush the gap. He sends the centre flying to the ground. Nearly gets the quarterback before the pass is out. So again, just watch the sheer strength. He's going to drop inside, hit the vacant A gap. And look at the centre. He's just sent him tumbling again. So here he is, on the edge, on the outside of Emery Jones at right tackle. Going to dive down the inside, because look at the gap that opens up. Oh shit, sorry. Where are we here? I've just sent us way back. Beg pardon. Let's just quickly sort this. 15-17. Oh no, next one. Sorry about this. Here we go. We're back to it again. So yeah, we'll show you the back view, but just watch how he drops inside, sends the centre pancaked. Sends the centre pancaked. Tell I've only been doing this a few times. So here he is on the edge. Again, drops inside. Gap opens up here, which is what he's going to take. Comes through. Left guard gets him. Centre gets him. But again, just see how he's already a little bit through that gap. And the centre, down he goes. Just can't deal with him. And he's right at the quarterback's feet when that's thrown. Again, I'm just looking for my DT to cause disruption. And, you know, every time you pancake an offensive lineman, you hurt him that little bit more. It's the strength. Very few people are able to dominate him, and this is not a bad LSU offensive line by any shade of the imagination. Got him at the 5 tech again here, so he's opposite Emery Jones this time. Now this is a good one from them. So it's a lovely fake handoff by LSU. So Nolen gets a 1v1 against the tight end, who completely oversets inside, but he can't hit the outside till he knows who has the ball, so he has to stop. Nussmeier keeps the ball in the end, rolls back out to where Nolen would have been if he'd hit the edge, and it's too late for him to get it by then. This is a good play from LSU, I'll give him that. So you can see him come up against the tight end. Again, you have to see these things in slow-mo from the back just to appreciate this and to show what they do. So here he is, he's just behind Emery Jones. Show it you quick here. And look, he's got a one-on-one versus the tight end. Rare for him. And look how the tight end is completely overset to the inside. If Nolen wanted to here, he could just swipe him to one side and come across. But look at the running back and the quarterback. The handoff is to go to the left. Nolen can't commit to coming round the outside, because if the handoff goes left, he might need to come across field to help make a tackle. So you see how he sets to the inside and just starts grappling as he normally would. Running back doesn't have the ball now. Nussmeier, bearing in mind, Nolen would be round the edge at this point. Look where Nussmeier rolls into. Would have rolled right into a 200 or 310 pound sack. But because Nolen's still on the edge here, he can't get to him. The ball's out. It's a good screen. I think there's a block in the back there, but I know. Anywho, that's a good fake handoff. And maybe in Nolen's case, I do like how he showed restraint. You don't bite on the fake handoffs. You're maintaining discipline there, but sometimes you do gamble, and if he had have gambled there, he'd have walked into a sack. So it was a good use of the fake by LSU to get a good gain there. But I wouldn't ping to Nolen too hard for that, because again, I don't want to see guys biting hard on fakes or something like that. So for me, I don't mind that as much. Next up with at the 3 tech now, we've got a run play. So he takes a double team from the centre and left guard again. Both D tackles draw doubles, which leaves the linebackers free to come and make the stops. So again, we talk about making opportunities for your teammates. You can see him on the edge there, stuffed for not much. And again, we'll show it from the back. So he's just on the edge here between the left tackle and the left guard. We'll show you a stop very quickly of this. So look in the middle here already. Balls to be handed off. Left guard and the centre on Nolen. Right guard, right tackle on Pegues. Obviously one-on-ones here. But look, one linebacker, no blocker. Another linebacker, no blocker. And watch who comes up to stop. Number 6 in the gap. Swallows him up. Running back does well to get another yard or two. But again, we talk about the importance of space eating. We talk about this is what you want your D tackles to do in situations. Take up all the blockers so that your linebackers can come up and make the play. So again, yeah, it looks like he's done nothing, but he is doing something. This is the attention that you command when you're making such a nuisance of yourself, and it's the same for Pegues in this case. 4 blockers on the inside, 2 unblocked guys here. And because they're fighting so hard, these 2 blockers can't disengage to go to the second level. Look at them. They're just not able to get free, either of them. Because if you can't move the DT, you can't go to the second level. Because DT's just going to make a stop on him. We're at the 2 tech here, and we've got a pass play. So it's a big step outside the left guard. But they get into a stalemate with one arm on each other. He does chop off the block, but by then it's too late to make a play. So we're going to see the hands again. You see they're sort of fighting one-on-one. He is able to get through, but it's just a little too late. But again, we can see it better from the back here. Just behind the left guard here. So you see hands, they're underneath. Look at them, they got one hand on each other, trying to fight through, but then chop, he's through, but the ball's already out by this point. So it's good hands, but it was just stopped enough there. So he'll need to win those a little bit quicker at the next level sometimes, but again, he showed that he can. He did have the counter in there to get through it. It was just a little too late. This is another double team by the left tackle and the centre this time. The run goes away from him. Not a great deal he can do in that situation, but again, drawing the double teams. You see it from the back here. There he is, already double teamed. Is potentially able to shoot the gap there, but again, it leaves 3 rushes on the edge. Obviously, the runner's coming across. It's well blocked, but you can see Nolen's just in there causing all sorts of problems. But again, double team. How often have you seen him get one-on-ones in this game? Not much at all. He's at the nose tackle this time, so we got another pass play on the board. So he's double teamed by the left tackle and the left guard this time. He bounces off him to try and find a new gap, fights past the right tackle, gets a hit from the right guard, but by then the ball is gone. But again, we talk about relentless effort. That's the bare minimum you want to see. He engages 4 offensive linemen on this play. So here he is. You're going to see him come across, hits the gap there, bounces off, past the right guard, bounced by the right tackle, bounced by the right guard. Again, just watch how active he never gives up. He never ever gives up. You're just going to see him in the middle here. So comes across, double teamed, bounces off. You see him come across trying to hit the gap here. Blows past Emory Jones. Look, he tries to hit him, and look, he's straight past him. Then the right guard, who's just here, bumps him. Pursuing the quarterback. Again, we talk about relentless energy. The initial rush doesn't work. He looks for another way. And then you just see the strength to get past. The right tackle lays the shoulder into him. You can see it from here. Look at that. He lays the shoulder down into him, and you just look how skinny he gets. gets past, gets bounced again. You know, when you're engaging 4 single offensive linemen on one play, you know you're getting on the nerves. And I know he's not gotten to him again. And at the next level, you do want to see some of these end up in sacks and stuff. I'd say 13 sacks in his last 2 years. This is a part of the game he's improving on a lot, finishing off some of these plays. Just in this particular one, you see some examples of him not. He's at the 7 tech this time, so you're going to see him on the edge again. It's a pass play. Big step inside the right tackle. Makes an almost horizontal dash to the A gap. And again, just bullies the centre out of the way. The right guard has to help, but again, you watch him prise the gap open and nearly get to the QB again. Again, the strength is unreal, and he's definitely getting held on this one. So here he is, he's at the 7 tech, right out there. You're going to see him take an almost horizontal line, hit the centre, hit the gap, nearly get to the QB. I'll run it straight through, in he comes, and you see him hit the gap, get through. Throws way too over there, but again, we see it from the back. He's right out here. So watch him come along the inside. Here he goes. And look at the hit on the centre. So here he is in this little gap between the centre and the right guard who are both on him. And just look how he prizes that guard open. And look here. He is certainly getting held. He's through. He's broken that gap. Quarterback's waiting there. And you can see, look, turns around. Hands up, where's my flag, where's my flag? That's definitely a hold and that should be called. But again, the amount of times he just gets a gap between 2 offensive linemen and prizes them open like a sardine can. Just the strength. Unreal. And again, the motor. He's been doing this all game now. This is the 4th quarter. Only 11 minutes to go in this game and he's been getting doubled and tripled all game. And still, he is making a nuisance of himself. We're at the 3 tech here. It's a pass play, so the right guard slightly oversets outside. Nolen just swipes right past him, hits the centre back with force to create space, and again breaks through to pressure the quarterback. Nussmeier throws an awful deep ball that gets picked, and this is all about collapsing the pocket, creating pressure on the quarterback, forcing him into bad decisions. So you're going to see him here. Wrong overset, and just look how quick he gets through. And there he is. The deep ball, it's a horrendous moon ball which is picked off, but it's because he's got the interior collapsing on him. So Nolen's just to the left of number 6 here, just on the outside of the right guard. And look how he oversets. So look, he's overset, you can see the leg there, already overset. And that's just a minute bit. He's overset just a minute bit. Look how quick. He's passed, already gone past him. Centre comes up to him, tries to get underneath him. And look, he's already under the centre. He's getting double teamed. But just look, the back is arched back. But that's because he's underneath, pushing forward. And look how he just keeps going. And in this scrum, this melee, and look how close he is to getting a hand on that. And you can't see it from here, but just watch the play. So through, he's breaking through this gap in the middle. And that ball is nearly picked. Oh, it's nearly battered from the line of scrimmage, and look how bad that pass is. I'll send it back to the start of it if I can get it. Here we go. So yeah, inside, overset, got the leverage battle all the way through. And that is just a really bad throw because the pocket's collapsing on him from Nussmeier. I'm not saying, that's the stat for the DB there, but it's all due to the pressure from the defensive line forcing the quarterback to make a bad decision. And Walter Nolen is a big reason for that. Again, he's just demolished 2 guys in one go and broke his way through the middle. He's at the 2-eye this time. It's a run play. Now this is how to maintain your gap. He gets a long stride outside to get low and anchor against the block. The right tackle cannot move him, even with assistance from the right guard. And watch how it allows the linebacker to come up unblocked and stuff the run. So, again, we're talking about great DT play here. Just a big gap. And look how they just can't shift him. And it allows the guy to come up and stuff the run. You'll see it better here. So look at that one large stride there. He's setting his anchor. Setting his anchor so he can't be moved. And you see it, and look, right guard is in there trying to move him. He's getting a little assistance from the right tackle's coming in, sorry, getting a little assistance from the right guard. And look at him, he's just still, they can't move him. And the running back is in the back here expecting a gap to go through. Number 11, which I believe is Chris Paul Jr., comes up. And look who's there waiting for him, tackle made. Again, this is just play. This is why I love watching D tackles so much. It's just, you know, all these little things that you don't get with us. You can see him there, he gets moved back a few yards, but eventually when he's getting double teamed. So again, look at that stride to set his anchor. And look how they can't move him. He's still not moved, and at this point, it doesn't matter if he goes back a few yards. The running back has to come to the outside because there's no room for him to go anywhere. Chris Paul's waiting. Bang. There you go. No blocker on him. Run's done. And for me, that is a great defensive tackle play. And if you just look through that normally, you wouldn't even take note of it. But that's what you see when you look at these guys very closely. Again, love that play from him. And it just goes to show, you know, a lot of people will say he's a good pass rushing block. He's good against the run as well. He's good in both facets of the game. You're seeing it as this game goes on that he is an all-round devastating defensive tackle. So he's at the 3 tech here. This is a run play. Takes a double team from the centre and right guard. But again, watch how he sets his anchor and gets low so they can't move him. Number 11, so Chris Paul here takes... It's not Chris Paul, but watch number 11 take one wrong step. It allows the running back to get a few yards. But Nolen does his job here. So here you can see him. And again, look at the anchor he sets so they can't move him. It's just the linebacker makes a mistake and moves inside. So you can see it better here. Just on the outside of the right guard. And watch. Look at that. Look at that base he's got there. He's under him again. They can't shift him. The two of them. Now number 11's here. Now this time he could go outside. He could go inside. He takes a step outside. Running back comes inside. But look, they still can't shift him. He has to work his way around this block rather than having a clean lane to run into. So Nolen himself is just a physical beast. And he's been getting this done to him all game. And just look, that one step allows a few yards. But this is technique from Walter Nolen. Just the ability to set himself. Again, just here. Outside the right guard. And look how he's in. That strength. He gets that initial bump. Because he's in so powerfully. Which allows him to set himself. He doesn't let the offensive lineman dictate the rep. And there he is. And look, back's back. He's arched into the ground. They can't do shit to move him. Excuse my language. They can't do anything to move him. And the tackle is made. And if that linebacker had stayed still just one more moment, it would have been a stuff at the line of scrimmage as well. We got him at the 2-eye again here. It's a pass play. So he's going to hit the outside this time, completely banjaxes the right tackle, tosses him aside. The right tackle has to hold on to him for dear life, which finally draws the holding penalty. But my notes here, they just can't handle him. So watch him come up here. He's going to go outside, hit the right tackle, gets past, and you see the back judge there throw the flag. And again, we'll see it better from this angle. So here he is, just on the inside of the right guard, but he's going to come outside and hit Emory Jones. Look at the hit he lays on him. Bang! And look there, he's tossing Emory Jones through there. You can see how far back he is. And watch the swipe that comes across. But Emory Jones' left arm's already on him. And look, he's holding on to him for dear life because he's broken through that gap and he's having to pull. And he breaks through, and then you'll see the flag just there come onto the side, which he gets pinged for holding. But just look, it's again play after play after play where they are so struggling with the ability to contain him. But just this is a first round tackle, and look at the hit, bang, and look, he's already under him. Look how he's already set into the ground. You see his anchor here, and he's got Emory Jones off balance. And he throws him to one side, and you can see it better here. Look, Emory Jones is hanging on for dear life because he's going to break that gap. The right guard sees it. He has to come across as well to try and help. Nada, nothing. Flag comes in. I think there's a flag in the secondary. It's offsetting, but still, you can see there. just supreme strength to absolutely, that bull rush just knocks the right tackle off his guard. So you're seeing bull rush, you're seeing the hand movement, you see a variety of different ways in which Walter Nolen can win. And again, the more I watch these plays and all the little things you see from him, it's just consistency that you get from him. So this time we're at the 3 tech. It's a run play. He sets late for this one. So the edge crashes inside and Nolen hits the outside to the right tackle again. He gets under the tackle and just walks him backwards, shrugs him off and lunges for the QB, but unfortunately he's got an open field to run into for a good game. But just look at the sheer domination side of this again. So you're going to see the edge crash inside here. Nolen's going to go to the outside and start bullying Emory Jones again. See the late set. And just look, here he is, he's got him, and look how far back Emory Jones is set, and he's having to take big gaps back at this point, and just watch him shrug him off. He goes for the QB, but unfortunately he breaks contain, and he's got all this field to walk into here. This isn't Nolen's fault. He's he's deliberately gone around the edge to get him. They've just failed to maintain it in the middle, but look, it's a late set, so look here, the right tackle's already setting off into stance, and Walter Nolen's barely even gotten into his, so he's got all the time he needs to prepare. Edge comes inside, which is good. They have to do a double. He comes off, but here already you can see he's underneath. He's walking him back, and look how he has to take such a long stride back, the tackle does, that Nolen gets under him and he falls over because his foot is just not set, and at this point he's got a clear gap on him, but unfortunately, as you can see in the middle, Nussmeier realises just in time that I've got that gap there to be able to run into. But again, there you have another example of Walter Nolen just bullying a grown man, and that's that. It's just again and again and again. And this is why I've loved watching this tape of him so much. I know that people will say there's not been much end product, etc., but you're looking for what they'll be at the next level, and all I see is a guy who just creates absolute mayhem, who just keeps going, and he's just like the Duracell bunny. He doesn't run out of energy. We got another run play here. He's at the 2i this time. Double teamed again by the centre and the right guard, and he's took off balance, but he somehow fights off the right guard, gets through traffic, lunges for the running back and pulls off a great ankle tackle to bring him down. This is another one of those so impressive plays that make you just go wow. So look, he's double teamed, and look, he's here in this scrum. The running back's here at this point and he's getting double teamed. How does he come and make a play across, and look how far he lunges to get the running back. It's just so impressive. So here he is just in front of 11. And just look, he's double teamed, and look, they're under him. 2 guys under him, forcing him backwards as the running back's just getting the handoff. Now, the running back does get turned round and loses his momentum, but he's still got potential to make a big play here. And look at him, he's still there, but look how during this the centre's left him. Look at the anchor again. Foot's in the ground, he's anchored, and he's underneath the right guard somehow. So what can he do? Oh, look at that. He shakes him off, and look, the right guard goes for a run. Nolen dives, and you can just see him in the back here. He's the one round the legs of the running back. Incessant motor, strength to take the double team, the technique to beat out of the one-on-one when the double team ends up, and then the motor to go and get the running back, to launch yourself that far and perfect a perfectly executed ankle tackle, which does deserve its own little look again through. Have I gone back too far here? 2004, yes I have. Here we go. This is the play again, just so you can show it through. Look, double teamed, fights out, across he comes, and look, he's the guy taking the running back down. It's so lightning quick as well how he does it. I'm just so impressed by him. The fact that he takes that double team and still makes a play on the ball is just, for me, it's awesome. No, this one's running a bit long, and I'm sorry about that, but there's just so many good plays shown. Again, with DTs, you can pretty much make analysis on every play of the game, and I want to do one full game for him. So we're at the 2 tech here. It's a pass play now. Ole Miss have this weird sort of NASCAR package they're using here. 3 of them line up on the same side. So he comes across and works on the left guard and gives him trouble. The right side buckles the pocket though, and they knock the ball out in Nussmeier's hands. But you'll see here, they got this NASCAR with 4 players on the edge here. Nolen's going to be the one who comes across, but these 3 on the right collapse this thing down and they bat it out of Nussmeier's hands. Again, see, ball batted out. I'm not sure if they recovered this one. I don't think they did, but it's such a good play. As for Nolen himself, you can see him. He is the most interior of these guys. He's just opposite the right guard. You see him come across. Big, you see the hands. They're all over the place, winding up here. Gets the edge. And again, he's underneath. He does have the leverage if he wants to. Still giving him trouble, and again there's a bit of a hold there on the outside as well. You can see him allowed to do that, but by this point ball's already been swatted out in Nussmeier's hands. This Ole Miss defensive line is it's a menace, as they say. Again, I'm not sure if they got the ball back, but you're going to see that NASCAR-like package a few more times before this one is over. Next up, he's at the 3 tech on a pass play. He gets a good hit and initial separation, but the centre comes across to double team him. They bottle him up. Throws just a little too far, but again, they've got to double him. Look at that hit. Sends the the left guard. Sorry about that. Back a good chunk, but the centre comes across. So here he is, just in between the left tackle, left guard. Up he comes. Bang. Again, he's got the separation, hits him back, gets the separation he needs to be able to continue the pass rush. You see him there, he's fighting, but at this point he gets double tackled, the centre, double teamed, centre comes across. They are able to just do enough, but he's causing problems in there, man. Like, he gets a one-on-one, someone has to come across and help because he beats them. 21-34, he's at the 2-eye here on a run play. Again, heavily grappling with the left guard. Manages to shake him off to the outside, but the run goes inside. It's stuffed anyhow, but again, we're watching the hands. We're watching his technique. So look, grappling. He's under him. You see that little arch he has again where he's set well on the ground. And he shakes him off to the inside. You can see guy's taking a tumble at this point here, but he's gone round the outside. The running back goes down the inside. But look, he's got the left guard on his knees. Just superior technique. See, up he comes, under him, and look again, you see the arched back. He's anchored well in the ground. You can see that he's, I'm going to say he's Eiffel Tower in the left guard, but people will take that the wrong way. Where were we? And look, just see how he gets off him, and he sends him to the ground. Again, it's just so good. The hand fighting, the technique, he's just able to get off blocks, it seems, effortlessly. And it's good, the good run stuff anyhow, but yeah, you're just looking at the technique there first and foremost. We got a play from the 3 tech here, it's a pass play. This is a nice play design, I'll give LSU their props here. So, Pegues drops outside to occupy the left tackle, it allows Jared Ivey to drop inside. Nolen dog walks the left guard back, allowing Ivey a free rush at Nussmeier, who has to hurriedly throw the ball away. Oh no, it's a nice play design from Ole Miss. Excuse my thing there. It's my notes here. So yeah, Pegues drops to the outside to occupy the left tackle. That allows Jared Ivey to drop inside. Nolen takes the left guard for a walk. Ivey's allowed a free rush at Nussmeier, who has to hurriedly throw the ball away. Good lord. I can only do one take of these, I apologise, so you'll hear me chatting to myself every now and then. So yeah, Pegues is just here. You're going to see him come across, get the left tackle. Ivey on the outside is going to drop to the inside on the centre. Nolen's going to dog walk the left guard back, and they're just going to, again, pocket collapsing. Watch it. Watch how they collapse in that thing. No, Nussmeier has to run and throw this one away. Talk about pocket collapsing as one of the DT's jobs that he needs to do. So Pegues here comes across to the left tackle. Ivey comes inside. Nolen just destroys his man. And look at this, a great play design. So here you are. He's coming down the inside. Campbell can't carry on with the block with Ivey because he sees Pegues coming across. Centre can't get involved because he's got to run through traffic. And see again, look at Nolen in the middle. These two do a little tandem where they sort of push each other forward towards the quarterback. Ivy can separate from the centre because the centre can't hold. And you see Nolen's done his job, and then it allows the rusher. Nussmeier has to throw that thing away. All of the guys did their jobs really well there. For me, that's a good play design from the Ole Miss defensive coordinator. Results in the pass thrown away. So yeah, but again, you just see Nolen, and you can see him again pointing at the refs like, you know, there's some holds in here, because I think the centre had a hold on him at one point in there as well, but they're having to hold because they can't deal with him. We're going to get that NASCAR package again now. So he's at the 5 tech this time. It's a pass play. He gets a push from the right guard into the right tackle, but he still gets under the tackle's pads and he swims right out the block. Nussmeier has drifted away from that side though, so he gets his pass away. But again, we're watching the technique of Nolen. So again, yeah, this little NASCAR-y type thing, 3 of them on the side here. I don't think it is, but I don't know what they call this specific formation from Ole Miss here, but he's the middle of the 3. So you see here, he gets pushed into the right tackle, he's fighting on the edge, he fights through the block, but the pass is gone. But again, we'll watch this from the back. So here he is, just in the middle, he's opposite the right tackle here. So as I say, you'll see a push into the right tackle. He's already got his hands under the shoulder pads of the tackle at this time, so he's just been pushed into him, he's already got what he needs. And you can see here, look how he's using that to leverage Emory Jones to the outside. And he's going to swim across. See the swim there, through the block, but the pass is gone. But again, it's just technique, technique, technique with Walter Nolen. You know, under the pads, get the leverage, swim out, beat the block. Just, it works effortlessly, time and time again. And again, Emory Jones is a first-round potential tackle in this upcoming draft cycle, so this ain't no scrub that he's making look silly. So we've got him at the 5 tech again here, just on the against the left tackle this time. So this is actually a great rep from Will Campbell. So Nolen gives him the stutter and a little swim move to go inside, but Campbell gets a strong right arm under him, takes all the momentum out of his rush, then anchors down. So, you know, Nolen's got the better of Campbell a few times. Here, Campbell gets his revenge, and, you know, this is where he's not going to be a proper edge player all the time, Walter Nolen. You're going to use him as a D tackle. He plays edge sparingly in some situations, and this is just a little reminder of why he won't be a full-time edge at the next level, but, you know, he still does good. And again, watch the technique here. So up he goes, the stutter, swims inside, you see the swim there, and you think, oh, maybe he's got something, but you can see Will Campbell's arm just round him here, gets a very solid gets a very solid grip on him, gets him inside, and then gets the leverage. Quarterback goes the other way. Nolen's got no chance out of that one there. The top 5 overall pick potentially gets one back, but again, you're in college. You're going to lose plays as much as you're going to win plays. And that's what it's all about. 23. So we're at the 4i here. It's a pass play, and once again in that little NASCAR-y type package. So he gets a good hit on the right tackle to force a gap, but he does overextend a little and he falls down short of the quarterback, who can evade his tackle. Uma Malin misses a chance to sack him here as well, but again, you're going to see him come up, hits the guard, makes a big gap for himself. Uma Malin should get him there, doesn't. And it's kind of a busted play there. This doesn't go all the way, his knees down, so he's running for no point here. But we'll see it from the back view here. So he's in, again, the middle of this unit. Up he comes, and look at the hit he gets. So, but you can just see he gets a little low here, and he should have a route round to the quarterback, and I think he gets a little push as well. But down he goes. If you could say anything there, maybe we're talking about him finishing plays and, you know, not being able to get the final sack production here. That's maybe the one he might want back. You can see it better from the top view, but it's still good straight. He makes the gap for himself. He forces Emory Jones back. makes the big gap. He just overextends a little while making that block and just loses his balance. So, that's not nothing to be untowardly concerned about. That's just a lesson for next time. I don't really mind that one too much from him there. We've got another pass play here. He's at the 4-eye. So it's a wicked inside step, beats the right guard, but the centre is on double duty and Nussmeier's backing off in the other direction. But again, just watch how two guys are struggling with him. There's 3 double teams on this play, which allows a free rusher who hurries an incomplete pass. So again, even though he can't do anything, him and the rest of the line are affecting the game. So you just get this great play where he gets inside the right guard. Sorry with some of these, you can see it better from here. So here he is, just on the left side of the post, and just watch the move inside. Just hits that inside move there. He's already past the right guard, who is just, he's having to push him into the centre here. He's underneath the centre. He's giving them a lot of trouble, and see how he's forcing them back. He's off the block as well. But just watch here, there's the free rusher coming up, number 4, because if you go back just a little bit, you see the blocking scheme here. So double team on the outside, double team on Nolen, double tackle on Piggy, double team on Piggy, 6 guys, allows number 4 here, the free rusher, to come round the edge and make a play, and the other linebacker is free as well. So they've got both sides covered to protect against the mobile quarterback coming out its pocket. So this just goes to show, this is the dirty stuff a D-tackle does that he doesn't get credit for. Same with Piggy's here. He's drawing the double tackle. He's drawing the double team. But they're just so much struggling with Nolen especially. They just cannot keep him under wraps, and they can't stop him from moving wherever the hell he wants to go. We got him at the wide 9 here. Again, very rare you see this as a pass play. He comes across Will Campbell, who takes the sting out of his rush. The left guard can then absorb the blow and hold him off. This is a bad angle he takes, and again, he's not really a wide 9 type player. He's certainly not a wide 9 type player. That's why you don't really play him out here. But you can see he's way out. He's going to come inside. You'll see Campbell just get a bit of a mitt on him. It just takes the sting out his rush so the left guard can deal with him. But even then, he's still trying to force his way through, even though he's lost all his momentum. So here he is, just on the edge. It's a nice move inside, to be fair. The little swim again, but he just takes the sting off the run. So you see how he runs into the left guard and he's lost his momentum. He's no longer running forward. He gets stopped. But immediately resets himself, and you can see the left guard is struggling to keep the edge with him. He's still fighting for it, even though he lost the momentum. And, again, it may seem trivial, you may think I'm just talking out my backside. Maybe I am, as I say again, but he's just relentless. He carries on going. He had no right to, carry on going when he lost all his momentum there, but he's still making the guards work for it. They're having to fight for every single little thing against him because he just keeps on going. He's at the 1 tech for the next one. So the right guard holds up well in pass pro with help from the centre and the right tackle. It is an incomplete pass. Bit too far. But again, Nolen's taking 3 guys up with him to... Here he is. He's up against the right guard. But you see the centre's sticking in a hand on him, trying to help him. And then the right tackle comes in, even though he's blocking, but he's on a double team again at this point. And again, free rusher on the edge, because this guy's out. It's a one-on-one, sorry. You got a one-on-one with the rusher here. So it's all about creating opportunities. And look how close he is to getting sacked there. Again, all this attention that Nolen takes in the middle, if it's not him, it's somebody else getting a look here. And it's just this Ole Miss team not quite finishing off these moves. But again, Nolen cannot be held accountable for that. He is only there to make the opportunities. He's at the 7 tech this time. Again, we're in the NASCAR package. So the right tackle gets a good hit inside on him. Nolen still does keep his gap covered, though. You notice the running back has to quickly change his direction. So it's gap integrity on the run play here again. So you see him take a hit there. But again, well, I have to show you this from the back so you can see, because this happens in milliseconds. So here he is, just on the edge, and watch Emory Jones. He throws him into the middle here, but this is his gap anyhow, and this is where the running back, who's just on the right hand side of the post, is coming. See, he regains his feet. Running back has to come to the outside. And there's nowhere for him to go anyhow. So he still maintains his gap, even though he takes a good hit there from the right tackle. Again, gap integrity. It's what you're looking for. He's at the 7 tech again for this one. We're nearly there, only a few plays left now. This is a touchdown. It's a nice jump. It's like a jump skip he uses to get inside of Will Campbell, but the left guard doubles up on him to keep him out. This is a sensational throw from Garrett Nussmeier as well, but see the little skip to get inside, but they just hold him up enough before the throw's away, and it's such a great pass. You'll see this from the back view, but we're watching Nolen here at the 7 tech. Look at the little skip. Skip, it's like a massive stride to get inside of Campbell. And he does, but then the left guard comes up to double him. He's still footing, but look at that. Reminds me of a Stafford throw, that does. Just the way he slings it. Looks exactly like Matt Stafford did. And then this is the last play of the game, because that took it into overtime. Ole Miss got a field goal. We're in overtime here. Last play of the game. It's a touchdown for LSU to win this thing. Nolen is double teamed by the left tackle and the left guard, who keep him quiet. But look, he's still fighting. I know it seems a moot point, but this is the end. This is overtime. Here he is, just between the left tackle and the left guard. He's taken a ton of punishment in this game. He's been beaten and bruised and handed out just as much in return. But look how he's still going. Tries to split that gap. You can see him here. He's still trying to split. The two of them are struggling to keep him in check. They eventually just manage to overwhelm him. And it's a throw to win it because there's a trip there. But in terms of Nolen and how he does, it's just sensational. Now let me just go back here again. Hide and unhide. So, yeah. Apologise, this has been a... Oh my god, this has been a very long one. But, yeah, that is Walter Nolen. For me, you know, watching this game, again, when I say at the start of the video, I have not seen a defensive tackle who has had this much relentless energy ever. You see a lot of these guys start to tire. They start to get phased out of a game. They can't play as much. He played a ton of snaps in this game. Ended up with 7 quarterback pressures, 2 quarterback hits, 5 hurries, sorry. I know he didn't get any of the sacks, but just you're introduced to how he plays now. So, for me, when I'm looking at him, the main attributes that stand out, and I know I've said these words a lot and I apologise, but the motor, it doesn't stop. And I know this is an overused cliche now. Everyone says he's got a burning hot motor, he's got a motor, but this is what a motor is. Someone who is relentless, is obsessive, and just doesn't go away. How many plays did I have to just sort of, go through on that without really saying much about it? Maybe 2 or 3 in the entire game. The rest of it, he is in there. He is fighting. He is taking double teams, triple teams. He is relentless, and the amount of plays he makes, like the run stops, are from effort alone to be able to fight out of all the tackles that he has to go through. That's one of the things I love the most. The explosion, how he just beats so many guys off the line of scrimmage so quickly, because he's out of his stance first, and you see he's always the one who's got the leverage, not the other guy. He's the guy who gets underneath. He's the guy who uses his hands to force an inside edge or an outside edge, whatever, because he's just so much damn quicker than he is, than the other guy is. The versatility, you have seen him make plays from nose tackle to 7 tech. All across the line, he's able to adapt, whether he's playing against the tackles, centers, guards, 3-man front or a 4-man front. You can pretty much play him any way you want, and he's able to do a job. Now, obviously, you don't play him on the edge all the time, because that's not his thing. You do a lot of it on the interior, but when needs call for it, you can put him on the edge and he can make plays for you there. So as a versatile lineman, I really like that about him as well. Opportunity maker, and again, look at all the plays I showed and slowed down in there where I showed you that he, taking double teams and triple teams, means that LSU can't block everybody. The ability to create opportunities for his teammates is fantastic, and that's what I look for in a defensive tackle. Especially, you know, we're going to need one this year. It's what I liked so much about Aleem when we did all about him. Aleem took double team after double team after double team after double team, which allowed his teammates chances to make opportunities. And while he's not getting the fancy stats, he's the one that's allowing those fancy stats to occur in the first place because he's making life easier for his teammates. He does what you need to do with a defensive tackle. You've seen against the run game, he maintains his gap integrity. I didn't see one time really where he was leaving out of a way and it, you know, resulted in a big chunk play for LSU in regards to him. The amount of times he gets hit hard, the amount of times you've seen that he takes double teams and they can't shift him because his frame's good, the strength is unreal. You've seen 2 or 3 plays in a row where they just couldn't shift him whatsoever. So as your D-tackle, you want someone who ain't going to be moved, who can shoot a gap quickly and make a play on the running back, or can make opportunities for the linebackers to come up and stuff the run instead because the interior offensive lineman can't get off blocking him. And you've seen examples of all that in this game with him as well. It just pretty much ticks every box. But for me, the thing I like most about him, the Detroit Lions don't have a him. And I've been screaming for so long now that we have guys who can collapse the pocket a little bit and that, but we can't get the sacks. But we've got nobody who can cause the kind of devastation that you saw that he did in this, in terms of straight out, he destroys a pocket. He doesn't collapse a pocket, he destroys a pocket. And the amount of attention he takes at the next level, when he's playing alongside Hutch and McNeil, he ain't going to get triple teamed because teams cannot afford to leave those two one-on-one there. He's a difference maker. And the fact that he's falling out of first round conversation, I mean, I look at him and he screams a Philadelphia Eagle. And if the Eagles get their hands on him, we can maybe kiss goodbye to winning an NFC championship anytime soon because that line is just stupidly good. But Detroit doesn't have a Walter Nolen. And even though we need an edge early in this draft, if you take him at 28, you've just seen for yourself there what you're going to get. Him, Reader, Aleem, when the 3 of them are healthy, you know, like your guys, you got your depth guys like Gio Lopez and Levi and everyone's in there. Nobody in our defensive tackle room can see what you've just seen him do there. And that's what you want on your team. Somebody who's not already on your team. Someone who does something a little different. And someone who can help with our edge woes as well if we need him to. We can play him all over. He can play a 3-man front, a 4-man front. For me, Walter Nolen is absolutely sensational. Yes, there are things that he needs to do at the next level as well. I know there are some concerns with his pad levels that you've seen from some other games, but... And, you know, you want to get the production at the next level. Like, it was with Aleem's thing. Aleem had a lot of pressures in college, but not a lot of sacks. But you've seen him in his NFL career. He's learned. He's refined his techniques. And he's one of the best D-tackles in the league, period. Walter Nolen's going to be exactly the same. You've seen him create a ton of opportunities for himself. Maybe he just needs to learn how to finish a little bit better. But you'll learn that at the next level. How to win just that little bit quicker. How to take better angles. You know, all those little things, and that will turn into production for him. But in terms of what you're getting right away, you're getting a menace who is going to cause absolute utter destruction over a defensive line, and through the middle he's going to cause absolute havoc. I've got no problems with him against the run. I think he's going to be great against the pass. He's going to be the 3-tech type. You can move Aleem back in a little bit. You're good to go for a long time to come. So for me, Walter Nolen, if he's there at 28, I absolutely take him. And I might take him over some of the edge options there as well. I think that highly of him. So let me know what you think. Obviously, sorry this one has ran about double the length my normal ones do. But again, D-tackles, more plays need examining. And you've got to look deeper into the plays to see what they're doing. So it takes a lot more time to explain. So I hope I've done it in a reasonable manner. And again, if you disagree with me, let me know. And we shall have that debate in the comments there. So thank you ever so much, everyone. This has been DPR. This has been the tape review for Ole Miss defensive tackle Walter Nolen. We shall see you for the next one very soon. Au revoir.